Hi, today we're going to have a look at how to create the form which adds new row to the table and generates the table if table doesn't exist using jQuery. So if I add some product details, let's say a box of chocolates, and then we have price, let's say £5, and quantity, let's say 20. Now we click on add new, and the message, which was telling us that there aren't any records available, has turned into a table with our new records, with the price and the quantity. I can add another record, let's say Mars bar, and this time we're going to put £2 and quantity just 10. Add new, it's adding the product to the list. If we refresh the page, you can see that these products stay here, and they stay here because we're using session variables to do it. We don't use any connection to the database. It's only session variables that we use just to illustrate that obviously we can store all this information somewhere, and whenever page is refreshed, they will stay within the table. Okay, now that we've got these records, we can also remove them. So if we click on the remove button, it removes single record. If we click again, because it's a last record, have a look at what's happened. The entire table fades out, and a message informing us that there are no records fades in. If I refresh the page, this message stays here as well. So let's move to our editor. Together with this series of the videos, you have access to the exercise files. Again, download them from a website and extract them to the root of your new project. So if we open our index.php file, first thing we're going to include our CSS and JavaScript. So CSS and JavaScript before the closing body tag. For CSS, we're going to be pointing to our core.css, so CSS core.css. For JavaScript, first of all, we need to download jQuery. So if we go to jQuery website, to the download section, click on the current release, and click on the right-click on the minified version and save link as. And we're going to keep the name as it is. I'm going to save it to my downloads folder. So now if I go back, first of all, let's create a JS folder in the root of our project. Let's open my downloads folder and drag the file to our JS directory. Okay, so let's copy the name of the file, path JS, our file and JS. Then we're going to include another file, JS core.js. So let's create this file inside of our JS folder, core.js. Now that we have all these files included, let's create the structure of our page. We're going to start with the wrapper, so div id wrapper. Inside of the wrapper, we're going to start with the form. So we start with the form action. We'll leave blank, then method. We put post and ID form products. Then we have first input tag. Type will be text. ID will be name. Name will be name as well. Then we're going to have class, field medium. And then we're going to have placeholder, product name. And let's also put, actually value can go on the same line. And we can close our input tag. Now if we copy this first input tag, paste it twice underneath. The first one we're going to replace ID with the price, and the same for the name. And the field medium we're going to change to field small. Then we have placeholder, which will simply be price. And the last input tag we're going to change to QTY for quantity, name quantity as well. Field will be small as well, so replacing the medium with small, and placeholder will be quantity QTY shortcut. Okay, after this we're going to create a tag with the href with hash. Then we have class assigned to it button. and add new as the second class. Then in between the opening and closing a tag, add new. So that's our form. After our form, let's create another div with the ID table wrapper. And that's everything in this video. Let's move to the next one and start working with our core.js file.